Hey, look at that! Do you know what that means? It's finally time to reveal my Smash 6 newcomers!
Watch how I do this! Watch how I do this!
Well, you guys did it. So now I can finally make my list for Super Smash Bros. 6. Newcomers Edition. Now keep in mind that I won't include everyone that many others want. I just think that some of these fighters may be unexpected, or just popular fan requests. And no, we are not going to talk about the characters from that one leak, which I think is fake. Just characters that I want or predict that will be in Smash. Maybe. And when I say predict, I'm not saying that I want all these characters in Smash. I'm just predicting that they could have a high chance to be in Smash without anybody requesting them. And as always, if you don't see your favorites in this list, I totally understand why. Again, this list is only my opinion, so please don't be upset if I don't include your favorites in it. Alright, with all that out of the way, I hope you enjoy the list. Let's start things off with Super Mario. Now, as you can see here, I labeled some of the names very differently. Green as in starters, and red for unlockables. So the next few characters for Mario that I want to see for the next Smash game are Waluigi, Toad, and Geno. I mean, of course Waluigi would be the first one here. He's one of the most requested characters yet to be in Smash as a fighter. You know how many times he's suffered enough for being an assist trophy? He's like,
"Oh, please, sir! I want to make you so happy and proud!"
You're doing fine. Now leave me to my work.
But, sir, there's gotta be something I need to improve on.
and his moveset should be inspired by this mod made by Chalot. And I've gotta say, this mod actually fits Waluigi's moveset very perfectly. Now, as for Toad, it's either his regular form, or if you want, Captain Toad. I mean, it's up for them to decide. And I know I haven't been saying that Geno should be in Smash Ultimate, because, to be entirely honest, I didn't think he did have the chance. But if the new Smash game ever happens, then maybe he might have the shot this time. So, I think as of now, I'm pretty sure Geno will have the high chance to join.
Choose wisely, sir.
But anyway, as we're talking about Waluigi, everyone's hoping that Sakurai will finally make the right choice to put Waluigi as a fighter for the next Smash game. Only if it ever happens. All the Waluigi fans are hoping Sakurai to not let them down this time.
Oh my goodness!
Next up, we have the Donkey Kong franchise. And I'll be entirely honest, Dixie Kong's the only DK rep that I want to see for the next Smash game. That is only if we get more Echo Fighters. Easily, she'd be Diddy Kong's Echo Fighter. Next up, we have Bandana D. Now, as I said, I know there are some people who want Meta Knight back because it's obvious that he's a Kirby character and that he's created by Sakurai as well. So I guess I'll change it up for Meta Knight and put him at the yes part for I want back. But we still need a fourth rep as well, and Bandana D is the only rep that I think deserves to be in Smash. The moveset should also be inspired by this mod made by M. Rama. Soon he'll also be able to join Kirby and the gang. Next we have Star Fox, and the only rep for Star Fox I want to see is Krystal. Maybe she'll get the same treatment as Assist Trophy to Fighter. And she was also in Super Smash Flash 2. My personal guess is that if they add Krystal, they keep Fox and Falco, and if it's possible they keep Wolf or replace him with Krystal. I mean, either way it goes. I'm not so sure, but kinda hope it's 4 reps. Next up, Pokemon. Cinderace and Machamp are the only two that you see here, but it's not just them. There are other Pokemon here that I did want to add, but didn't have time to put them in, so I'll just put them on screen this way. So I was thinking, instead of Pokemon Trainer coming back with Charizard, Squirtle, and Ivysaur, how about 2 different fire reps this time? Cinderace and Blaziken. And as for a new grass type, put Sceptile in the game. Next on the list, this one may be a surprise, but I honestly would like it if Gengar joined. I've always wondered what it's like to have a Ghost-type Pokemon in Smash. Now we have the Electric type. And hey, if you want to put Pikachu and Pichu back in the game, why not put in Raichu as well? It would complete the entire Pikachu Brothers family. And speaking of Electric types, these next 2 were planned to be in Smash Brawl, but I'm pretty sure they were cut, and I have no idea if it was possible for them to join. If you've already guessed the 2 that I've mentioned, that would have been Plusle and Minun. I'm thinking that Pichu shouldn't be left alone, and who knows, maybe Plusle and Minun could join him too? Because hopefully anything is possible at the next Smash game. And I know I'm talking about so many Pokemon reps, but let's be honest. I think it would have been better to have that many Pokemon reps than 8 Fire Emblem reps. Speaking of Fire Emblem, next we have Lyn. This might sound different to some of you, but I think Lyn would have been a perfect fighter for Smash Ultimate. Sure, Marth and Ike may feel like the main 2 Fire Emblem reps, but it still would have been cool if Lyn joined. Besides, who even needs Corrin or Byleth when you got Lyn right there? So I think when it comes to Fire Emblem reps in Smash, at least just give us only 5 to 4 characters, with Lyn being one of the 4 or 5. Next we have WarioWare, and believe me or not, I honestly think that Ashley should be a fighter for the next Smash game. And if she ever brings her partner, Red, with her, I accept that too. It sucks that she's still in the Sis trophy, but I'm pretty sure they could change that up if they want to. Ah yes, the moment I've been waiting for. Sonic the Hedgehog reps. Now we're cooking this list up with 4 of them. We've got Shadow, Tails, Knuckles, and Silver. And if it's possible, maybe Dr. Eggman could join as well. But I'm not sure if he's gonna be a boss or a fighter. I mean, it depends.
Actually, yeah, Eggman, why aren't you in there? It's pretty fun, you know.
Oh, well, that's easy. I'm just far too powerful.
Wait, what?
No, really. I'm an S-tier character. I'm just impossible to unlock.
Huh, the more you know.
But as for the fighters you see here, Shadow is obviously a must-have fighter. And besides, he even had his own year. And of course, the moveset should obviously be made by this mod, by Dr. Dark. And for Knuckles, same treatment, but with Ghost Soup. Not sure how Tails or Silver's movesets could work though, but hopefully they'll think of something. So, whether if he becomes an Echo Fighter or not, please give us Shadow for the next Smash game. He is perfect for it. Next, for the Mega Man series, we have Zero. Not much to say about this guy, but I'm pretty sure we could use another Mega Man rep like him. Now we have Punch-Out. I don't know how many people can agree with me on these two, but Doc Lewis would have been a funny choice for me. Hopefully they'll put in one of his famous lines he says from the game. The one that goes,
"Now you done it. You won't like Doc when he's angry."
And if he ever does get in, he'll be a fully rounded fighter for real. And he could also be inspired by Snake's Codex and Palutena's guidance. Except that he gives advice to Mac on how to beat the fighters. Maybe especially when he's fighting Doc himself. And if you want to put in more villain reps, what about Mr. Sandman? We got the big villains around, like King K. Rool, Bowser, even Waluigi as well. I'm pretty sure Mr. Sandman would be a perfect villain for the game. Moving on from the Xenoblades rep, we have Rex. Look, they can keep Pyra and Mythra for the game, but they also gotta put in Rex as well. I may not be much of a Xenoblade fan myself, but I know some fans out there that would want Rex as a fighter for the next Smash game. Pyra and Mythra could sure use Rex's help whenever a team battle happens. And now we have the Street Fighters reps. Whether they bring back Ken or not, there's always Chun-Li. I'd be down to have one extra Street Fighter character for the game, and Chun-Li is a perfect example. And while we're talking about more female reps, for Final Fantasy, if Cloud ever comes back, you can't forget about Tifa Lockhart. I mean, I still have no idea if Cloud will come back to Smash, though a lot of people think that he will. But if he ever does, they should also put in Tifa for the game. Now for one of my favorite reps, Persona. From the Royale game, if they ever bring Joker back for Smash, which I hope they do, I also hope they bring in Violet, either as Joker's Echo Fighter or just a regular fighter. And as an honorable mention, I would like to see any of the other Phantom Thieves to join Smash, but overall, Violet's still the one I want the most. Maybe like the Game Awards, or any other direct. They do a Smash reveal for Joker, but this time, it's Violet's version, because like I said, anything is possible for the next Smash game. Okay, here's one that some people may not agree with. For the ARMS reps, Springman would have been a good fighter for Smash Ultimate, but they put in Min instead. And only if Min does ever come back, they might put Springman in. However, there's not that many ARMS characters I could think of to join, but it's possible for more, like Ribbon Girl for an example, but my gut's still focusing on Springman, just only if Min returns. Well, that concludes all the reps from Smash Ultimate. Now let's go over the non-reps of Smash Ultimate. From what I consider the characters that did not get a chance to join Smash Ultimate, whether as a spirit or bleh, a Mii costume. First up, we have the Joe character of Smash Flash 2, Sandbag. I'm not sure if Sandbag's an actual Joe character, but let's just go with it. Imagine Piranha Plant. Possibly one of the worst Smash Bros. Characters to be revealed ever if it was somehow even better. It'd be a Sandbag just standing there, menacingly. But then, it grabs a baseball bat, and home runs the shit out of you out of the park! That's what Sandbags call payback. The mod you see here is also from the same creator that made the Bandana D mod. Hopefully with this character, this will make people go WTF in the best way possible. This next character you may see is obviously the one that I want the most. They are my #1 most wanted character for Smash, and I'd do anything to have them join as a fighter. Because people have no idea how depressed I was when they became a freaking Mii costume, which I'm never gonna mention ever again, because that is, if they ever join as a fighter, it would make my life so much better and happy. That character is obviously the one and only Shantae. When I mention Shantae for the next Smash game, it eagers me for the game to be revealed already. And out of all the fighters so far, Shantae and Shadow are my top 2 most wanted. And hands down, and no doubt, and whether you call me biased or not, Shantae's reveal trailer for Smash Bros. Would be the best Smash reveal trailer ever. But it's not just Shantae herself, there are obviously more fighters like her that I think deserves to be in Smash 6 the most. I better finish up this list ASAP too. Now we have Puyo Puyo, and it's obvious that I think Arle and Amitie should be in Smash 6 as well. They both play differently, but Amitie will not be Arle's Echo fighter, she'll be her own fighter. There has not been anything mentioned about Puyo Puyo in Smash Bros yet, so I think with the new Smash game, they really have to mention Puyo Puyo, because obviously, you do need more than one Sega rep than just Sonic himself. That's how Sonic Racing Crossworlds did it. For this next character, I don't think I've heard anyone talk about this one for Smash, so I thought I'd do it now. Lip from Panel D Pon. I figured maybe instead of the Mii costume for Lip, we just put her in Smash for real. Sure, there are things that mention her and all, like her stick you can use as an item, one of Kirby's stones that transforms into her garbage block, and with those two around, they could finally put Lip in Smash as a fighter this time. To be entirely honest, I think Lip might actually have a high chance to join. So why not just add her in when you've got the Flower Stick and the Kirby Stone? Now we have Touhou. Probably an unexpected choice rep for Smash 6. The obvious two that I picked for the game are Reimu and Marisa. I'm thinking Reimu might have a higher chance than Marisa though, since she's like the main character herself. Like with Puyo Puyo, there has not been anything mentioned about Touhou in Smash, so I think they could change that up a bit too. Moving on for the indie games, we've got Cuphead. Wait, did I say Cuphead? I meant Cuphead and Mugman! Cuphead's Mii costume was actually fitting, but why not put him in the game for real, with his pal Mugman? They'd be like the next Olimar/Alf type, where you switch into Cuphead or Mugman or whatever costumes you pick. And as a bonus, if they want to, they could bring in the voice actors for Cuphead and Mugman for the Cuphead show. Many fighters like Cuphead and Mugman deserve their voices in Smash. That also includes Mega Man. Now we have, yep, Undertale. I still can't believe they actually put Sans in Smash as a Mii gunner, but with this mod here created by Kibler, I imagine the trailer for Sans being like, one of his Gaster Blasters shoots out of nowhere, but it's not from the Mii gunner, it's from Sans himself. He'd probably take that Mii gunner thing off and reveal it's actually himself. But if you wanted to put more Undertale reps for Smash, you could go with the main character, Frisk. And some of you probably don't know this, but there was this series I used to watch called Smash Bros. LOL Beatdown, and it definitely included Frisk. But I've always wondered how Frisk would work in the actual Smash game. Sans is probably still one of the most requested characters to be in Smash, but with that Mii costume still around, how will we ever know if Sans will ever be in the next Smash game for real this time? Now we've got some Halloween reps that I think should be in Smash 6. Five Nights at Freddy's. Freddy Fazbear being the only rep for the FNAF series. I'm pretty sure a lot of people will pop off if Freddy joins Smash. And boy, that trailer will have so many jump scares. I'm not sure how many, but at least 2 or 3. Now we have Halo's Master Chief. There's probably no doubt that Master Chief will be in the next Smash game. The best fitting rival I could find for him is obviously Samus. I don't know how many requests Master Chief got for Smash Bros, but I'm pretty sure he did get a lot, which means he possibly has a high chance to join as a fighter. I sure hope that's the case. Next we have Bomberman. Bomberman as an assist trophy doesn't seem to work out well for him. From what I heard, he can easily get hit by his own bombs too. So how about going with this mod instead? Made by the same Bandana D and Sandbag mod, M. Rama. And while we talk about Bomberman, there's also this one character that's quite similar to him that you may have noticed from 2011. We have Dig Dug. If you haven't noticed, Bomberman and Dig Dug fought in Death Battle in 2011. Though if you haven't seen it by spoilers, you can go ahead and check out to see who won. But anyway, I think Dig Dug should be in the next Smash game as well. There has been no mention of Dig Dug in Smash whatsoever yet, but maybe they'll surprise us by putting him in Smash. I say Dig Dug has at least a 75% chance of joining. Depends if they know him or not. If you want to look back at other Smash mods, there's always Smash Remix, the mod of Smash 64. Various Smash characters from the other Smash games are in it, but out of nowhere, there's a shocking surprise to see Conker and Marina Lightyears from Conker's Bad Fur Day and Mischief Makers. And as an honorable mention, Goemon from Mystical Ninja. Okay, so what I think will happen with these three in a trailer is if the first main stars of Smash 64 saw the Smash 64 console, they jump in it and they transport themselves to the new Smash era, and they see three familiar faces, those three being Conker, Marina, and Goemon. If the new Smash game ever does bring back old characters, Conker, Marina, and Goemon are the only three from Smash Remix that I think have the high chance to join. And you know, I've always wondered what it's like to have Marina, Conker, and Goemon actually join the actual Smash 64. Wow, that sure was a lot of newcomers. But we're almost done with this list, because we gotta talk about the DLC fighters. Every new Smash game needs a DLC pack. These 6 fighters are my top 6 personal picks for the DLC pack. Here they are. For this pack, we go in reveal order. First, we start off with the crewmate slash imposter from Among Us. Among Us was still a big hit from 2020, and it even won the KCAs in 2021 for favorite video game. I'm thinking that if they ever do bring in a meme character for the game, it's obviously the crewmate slash imposter. For this next one, I think 75% of people may disagree with me on this one, but I think that maybe just one Genshin Impact character will be in Smash Bros. And it won't be the main character, the Traveler. It's gonna be someone else completely different. That being Amber. For how I think this would work, Smash 6 may sponsor Genshin Impact, whether it's just the game itself or a special event of it. And listen, I'll be honest, it's better than having Byleth from Smash. For our third one, we have Morgan from Darkstalkers. There's Street Fighter, and then there's Fatal Fury. But what about Darkstalkers? Morgan is probably the one I see joining the most out of all the characters from Darkstalkers. I'm not much of a Darkstalker fan myself though, but I can still see Morgan joining Smash. For our fourth reveal, we have Heavy from Team Fortress 2. I bet everyone will love Heavy's reveal trailer out of all these so far. TF2 may be a very old project, but hey, the game wouldn't be dead if Heavy joined Smash. I actually hope that Smash does bring a TF2 rep in Smash, and it's obviously Heavy. For our fifth reveal, we have Sash Lilac from Freedom Planet. Some people say that Shantae and Lilac have the perfect connections when it comes to matchups. But honestly, not to disappoint them, but I'd rather have them in Smash Bros more than Death Battle. And I personally think that Lilac is more similar to Sonic. And lastly, we have Curly Brace slash Quote from Cave Story. I figure that Quote shouldn't be in Smash by himself, so why not put in Curly to join him? It'd be another one of these Olimar slash Alph types, or maybe Para and Mithra? I don't know, but I just figured that both of them should join, depending on how they're played. Well, I think that does it for my newcomers list. I actually really had fun putting some of these characters in. Hey, I might do one for PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale, or even Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. If you guys want to see one of those, let me know in the comments, or maybe in the poll when I make one up. And I'd like to see some of your favorite characters you want to see in Super Smash Bros. Let me know in the comments for that too. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.